not being murder hobos.
Why don't we want to be murder hobos?
Well, that's just how I started the recording last time. But, variety.
It's not a promise. It's merely a bunch of syllables crammed together as words.
Yes.
You are listening to Just Roll With It. Jonathan is your lore master. Christine plays the channeler Amena Valare. Neil plays the Ogier Quercus son of Ilex. Aradia plays the channeler Pimur Dothorin Aiel. And Fate plays the child of the light, Lance Akashi.
Last time you continued your journey south towards Delsharandu, trying to track the army or large group or mass of cursed humanity, whatever it is, you're still not sure. You divided into two separate groups, one in the wagon, one in the forest tracking the footprints, and you converged at a point where you found a large pile of burning wood. It appears to have been the Tinker caravan that was beset upon by whoever you are essentially chasing at this point, because they have several hours ahead of you. And there was the smell of cooked meat, and it doesn't look like there were any survivors. Pimur is not in a good headspace currently. That sort of screwed him up pretty royally. And then you continued to proceed down south. You're about 2 days from Delsharandu at this point. You decided to pull over and take a rest, and as you were drifting off to sleep to the southwest, you saw the bright red light that you have come to realize is the attack signal for this group from whichever odd male channeler probably appears to be either leading it or herding it down south, and that's where we took off.
And southwest is the direction of Delsharandu.
Yes, it's okay, sort of if you were to look exactly at a compass right now, Delsharandu is more southwest, but it's definitely in that direction.
Yeah.
I actually have a couple of shout-outs to do, and if you guys want to turn to the Roll20, right now you should be seeing an image of the Westlands. I put out the call on Twitter a couple of days ago for maps of the region, because we don't have really good maps, and I was kind of just piecing things together as we were going. So this is the map of the Westlands that we've currently been seeing, and I have a couple more to show you. Let me switch you over to this one of the Eastern Borderlands.
Oh, very nice.
And this is by GamerWoman3D on Twitter. She was very keen to do something like that. So we have sort of a zoomed-in snapshot of the Eastern Borderlands, Arafel, Shinar, Malkir, sort of the western half of the Aiel Waste. Nice. I know, right? It's very cool. And we have one more, as we're going to scoot one map more over. We have New Malkir itself. This is by Albright Writes on Twitter, or Joan Albright. And she is actually in our Discord now, so thank you very much.
Yeah, this is great.
Was super keen to help out with this. She's also a major WoT fan, and so it was a lot of fun working with her to get this map situated and kind of put in all the lakes and all the town. So just to give everybody sort of a better snapshot of what this region sort of looks like, so you have it in your head, kind of.
It's gorgeous.
It'd be nice to have one of these on the desktop.
Do I have permission to send these so that Discord can actually see what we're looking at?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
I would say go for it.
Yeah, these are great. So the towns that are marked on here, are these towns that have appeared somewhere in Robert Jordan's notes, or is this something you've worked on collaboratively to develop the place names?
These maps, I had a couple of the places, like I was pretty specific about where Delsharandu was going in comparison to the steading, and obviously Seven Towers is the capital. Other than that, she basically said, what do you want on the map? And I said, a couple more places, some mines, some towns, some ruins, some lakes, and I just said, go for it. So that's all her decision making in where to put things. And she double checked with me every step of the way, and I was like, I would never have come up with this. So yes, this is great. That's fine. That's perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I think both of them are great. I love the topo on this one. It's
right. That was my first thought. It was like topography.
Yeah,
so cool.
Talk about two physical geographers or geomorphologists, Arazia.
Can you swap to the other one really quick?
Sure can. Back to this one. So I have one more in, I don't want to, production? That's not the right word. I have another artist working on another map, and it's not quite done yet. So I will announce hers when that is done.
This is so cool.
Yeah, I am maps. I am a map nerd, and so I was like all excited to get this stuff.
Yeah.
And get it taken care of. So I'm super thrilled. So it's also it's just a good mental snapshot of where we are in the world. So you can kind of it helps with your understanding of what's going on.
For sure.
Yeah. So great.
Bells and whistles.
All of them. All the bells, all the whistles. Okay, so let's get some rain going.
I like how you can see all of the Shanaran settlements that they mention in the books on this second map. That's really neat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's almost like someone who really loves the source material was involved.
Okay, so you guys have bedded down for the night, and you see the bright red light, the sort of channeled flare going up, and that was where we left off. So you guys get to decide what you're doing next.
So as I recall, it was Quercus and I were playing stones because I would like to never sleep ever again in my life.
Right.
So jump onto the horse and go for Del Sharentu instantly?
Do you remember what this red light actually signified? Was it that this was a signal to attack for troops who are already massed somewhere, or was this a go forth and raid from effectively the foot of where this person is sending up this red smoke signal?
Lyle said that the signal went up and then everybody knew what to do in response to the signal.
Oh.
If I recall what he said correctly. So that, it's just the go-ahead for a plan that was already in place. From what Lyle said.
Doesn't sound too optimistic, does it?
No, it doesn't. I am inclined to get the hell onto Del Sharentu as soon as we can, because, I mean, we're probably too late, but if we're not, then maybe we can warn them. I mean, there's nowhere else to attack, but...
Well, what could we do at this stage? If we are 2 days away...
Yeah. If we'd moved faster sooner, we could have warned them, but...
So what are our options? We should have some ideas for when the others wake.
Well, we can abandon the cart and move faster.
I'm not sure that Lance would like abandoning the cart. He seems rather attached to this cart.
Well, then we can abandon Lance with the damn cart.
Maybe that's an idea.
At this point, I don't feel like the cart really stacks up against, like, all the human lives that may or may not be lost with our slowness.
You are right.
It's just a...
I agree entirely. Lance doesn't. I agree. Anyway, our other options are we could just...
Really good option.
Well, I thought of another option. Thank you, Lance, from your slumber. If you would like to come and assist, then you are welcome to. But
oh no, I'm asleep.
You are asleep, yes. So our other options would be to head back to the source of this signal and try and find out who it is that might be attacking from the red light and intercept them on the way, or to try and trace back to where that signal is and locate this creep.
Well, it's all in the same direction, right?
Yes, but he may move, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't see what our options are. Really, those are not good options.
No, I mean, I guess we could, like, I don't know, flee to the Southlands and tell some other fucking monarch that the North is apparently on fire, but that seems a bit dramatic, even for me.
Okay.
We should wake the others up.
Yeah, we should. Let's wake the others.
Okay.
I'll wake Amena. You try and wrestle Lance awake.
Okay. Let's see if he survived our Flask Brothers ceremony as well as I did.
Right. So just gently nudge Amena awake. We may have a problem. we'd like your advice.
Oh, well, what's the problem?
A red flare just signaled from off to the north where the troops were massing.
That doesn't seem good.
No. Pimur and I can't think of a suitable option as to what to do. If the troops are near Dal Sharandu, then we're too late. And if the troops are back near the place where the beacon was lit, then we're still 2 days off from their location either. I'm really not sure what to do.
Well, do you think that maybe your bird would be able to take a message somewhere?
Calisidris, of course. I'd quite forgotten. She would. I'm sure she would.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm positive, and I'll hold out my hand and see if Calisidris will manage to locate me and fly on over.
Well, it's not great weather, so go ahead and give me an animal handling check, and let's see.
Okay.
A 220-sided dice, huh?
Calisidris is
And you only got 43.
on rare form today. 14.
Okay. So with a 14, she'll fly over to you, and you can tell she's kind of hunched down between her wings, and she doesn't look like she's having a good time at all. But she's on your arm and listening to you.
Okay, listen closely, Calisidris. We think there is going to be an attack on Dal Sharandu anytime soon. We've seen a red beacon in the sky, and that should signify an attack. And then I'm just going to scroll a message down on paper whilst I'm talking to her. Roll it up and tie it to one of her legs. I want you to go as quickly as you can to Dal Sharandu. Find...
Kiarasadai?
Yes. Where... Could you describe the house where you lived to Calisidris, please, Amena?
Yes, it's a quaint little abode with a thatch roof, I believe. I don't really pay attention to things like that, but it's not terribly big. There's only one story. There's a barn. There's a place where people chop wood and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how helpful
It's
that
like
is.
15 minutes
Oh,
outside
that's
of
so on
Dal Sharandu.
brand. It's great.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
yeah. If anyone could understand and do anything about it, Kira would.
Calisidris
Yeah.
can locate the house. Okay. Do your best. Thank you. I feel sort of lame telling her to do that because
Such
she
a
has
good
another.
bird.
Yes, she has 2 days to fly as quickly as she can before these people attack. Anyway, she'll do her best.
And you let her off your arm, and she flies up for a second. She does a couple of corkscrews around the camp, and then seems to zip off to the southwest.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I'm just going to go over and very roughly shake Lance awake.
What? Huh? Oh, hey!
The red light went off. The red light went off.
Oh, so we're good because it went off?
No!
No.
The attack light went off!
Yeah, we don't want it on.
No, the red light went, dude.
Oh, it went off, not it went off.
Yes. Thank you. Wake up.
Sorry, I haven't had my morning calf.
Yes, that's because it's like 2 a.m. It's far too early for calf. Actually,
It's never too early for calf.
it's too early for me to have remembered to make calf.
So, what's the game plan? Because I seem to be the last one awake.
Well, it looks like Quercus managed to get Calisidris to take a message ahead, but other than that, like, what do you think we should do? Military man? Organization man?
At this point, I think I'm gonna lose so much money for this. We ditched the cart. And, we...
Thank you.
Eyebrows are climbing out of the top of my forehead now.
But if we do this, you're all helping me pay for it.
Dude, I will steal all the money necessary. Did I say that out loud?
No, you can't steal. No, I will not accept tainted gold.
Fine. I'll build you a damn cart.
Thank you, sir.
Can I interrupt your negotiations to suggest that we might as well get on?
Yes, I think. I mean, I don't know what else to do other than go back to home base,
there
where
is-
everyone is. Like,
There is one other option. At the risk of incurring her displeasure, we are only 1 day away from a little house that we stumbled across in the woods. If anyone can intervene to stop these forces, it would be the person who lives in that house.
that's That would be an odd one.
I'm gonna look at the two channelers and just be like, I still don't. I got the nice sword. We all got stuff to stay away and shut up about it.
I don't know if we could find them again. I mean, that was sort of a magically hidden thing. Like, we left and then it just was gone.
Like Brigadoon.
So.
Yes. I'm sure. Like Brigadoon, maybe.
With less dancing, but yeah.
I also don't know that they would help. I mean, they weren't exactly aligned with, not
That's
these
true.
guys before. And I certainly don't want to waste time getting killed by a freaking male channeler trying to get help.
So we know the red flash was to the north of us, and home is to the southwest of us.
I thought the flash was to the south.
Flash was to the south.
To the
Flash was
south?
the same direction as home. Yes.
Oh, I thought I heard north earlier. Sorry.
Nope. Southwest.
Directions are hard.
You don't think, just based off of general direction, you don't think it's Del Sharandu. It's something else. If it was hitting Del Sharandu, you probably wouldn't be able to see the signal because you're not that close to Del Sharandu as it is. So it's something in between you and Del Sharandu is causing this signal.
So we either hightail it to Del Sharandu and try to warn them, or we go find another aftermath. I know what I want.
I think we trust Calasidrus to warn Dal Sharandu and go straight to the center of this beacon.
I agree.
Going to the beacon?
If the White Cloaks can't, and your Aes Sedai can't amass a defense against these guys, then us going home is not going to make a difference having 2 novices and a sergeant. 3 people in an Ogier are not going to make a difference, where if we go there and we have the information and we can keep an eye on everything, then at least we can, watch their movements and give people information and maybe go to the king and queen.
All right, fine. Fuck it. Go untie the horse, head towards the red light in the middle of the goddamn night, in the middle of a rainstorm.
Is there any way we can fix this location, fix the direction, the bearings of the red light in our head for when this red light goes off?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So we'll do that, and then let's see. If this red light is coming from, it's not straight down the road, is it? It's off to the side.
It's off to the side, yes.
So would it be quicker to go down the road as far as we can, and then cut through the forest at to minimize the distance we travel through the forest? What do you think?
That sounds like a smart person thing to do. And you're smart, so...
I can move as rapidly through the forest as I need to, but I'm concerned that maybe the rest of you might be a little less able.
I think either way it's a lose-lose, because I know I'm horrible at being sneaky. I don't know about him and her, but they've got to be watching the roads too.
You're right. You are right.
So I mean, either we're going down the roads where it's easier for us, but it's also easier for them to surround us and surprise us, or we're going through the woods where we're potentially louder and they can surround us and...
I vote road. It's faster.
I vote forest because they're going to be looking for their own people coming. They're not going to be looking for someone sneaking up, because nobody in their right mind would go toward that signal.
So then do we not sneak and we just kind of go like we belong? Because if we're sneaking, we're going to stand out, where if we're kind of walking in and not being secretive about it, they're, let their guard down, versus like, oh, I just saw something move over there, versus, oh, they're walking in, they must be coming back from whatever.
Okay, well, I've realized after all of this that for some unknown reason to me that is explained by the 5th edition mechanics, I can travel through difficult terrain with a group without slowing down. So, and we can't get lost except by magical means, apparently. So I'm sort of doing a Perrin Wolf brother, translating all of that into some sort of speak that you would understand, rather than 5th edition mechanics.
Well, so basically you're an Ogier, you know the woods, and you can help us through.
That's it, exactly. Traveling with you humans has almost made my mind become a human mind. I need to separate from you two. I'm sorry about you 3, rather.
Whoa! Which one of us didn't get counted right there?
Anyway, good point. Let's
Take off through the woods.
I agree with Amena. We should go through the woods.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Are we going sneaky, or are we just going?
I caution to the wind. I'm just going.
I think for the first day we should just go and then maybe slow down later.
Sounds good.
So what is the marching order? How are you running into the forest?
I guess Quercus has to go first, right? Because he's leading.
Yeah.
And I think we have the 2 channelers in the middle and then Lance taking up the rear. That way we've at least got defenders on either side because they're all ranged and she's got her gun and I trust her not to shoot me in the back.
Yeah, he wouldn't shoot you in the back.
No, I was totally talking about Amena.
If I'm leading the way, I would just turn around and say, Pimur, Amena, is there any chance you could prepare some of your... And I'll do a hand flourish and...
Twiddly fingers.
Yes.
Jazz hands.
Some of your things.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm a bit upset to pull off channeling right now. What spells do I even have?
I understand.
I have alarm and invisibility. I could try to cast invisibility if that would help, but we're not actually trying to sneak
No,
up
I
the edge
was
of
I was
something.
hoping maybe a spell that would do something like obliterate everything around us in the front direction for a few hundred
That's
meters.
what the guns are for.
Okay. Never mind.
Do you mean like level the forest? I don't
Yes,
really know.
that would be useful.
I might need to get a cannon for that scale.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not really. Our skills aren't really honed well enough to be doing that. We might actually just obliterate all of us instead. By
I do have
mistake.
Thunderwave.
I vote against that.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
kind of want to get paid.
Yeah, I don't think we really have much capacity to do large scale effects yet. Unfortunately.
Okay, that's good.
Let's go. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so you're not trying to be sneaky. You're just saying screw it, and you're hauling behind.
Indeed.
I think like middle ground because we don't want to look like we're running from something. We want to look purposeful without being rushed per se.
I'm going as fast as the crew can slow me down to. Because I want to get out of here and go places. So if they make me slow down, I'll slow down. But otherwise, I'm going very fast.
But I mean, it's a difference between like running and like a brisk jog.
We do have to pace ourselves. We have 2 days of travel. This is true. It's like sprinting. I can sprint for 2 days straight.
It's almost like I'm used to marching for days and days and days and days.
Almost.
Of course you're not, because you've been stationed in Dal Sharandu doing nothing for the past year.
Not nothing. He was cleaning latrines.
Oh. I hear that builds good stamina. Oh.
Oh, you're gonna give me flashbacks.
I'm gonna start walking this way before people get hurt.
So you guys just sort of, you're going quickly through the forest, just sort of in the general direction. And Quercus, you would have it cemented in your head, and you're very easily, maybe there's a couple of times that the group seem like they're starting to drift one way or the other, and you're always able to be like, nope, more to the right, we need to go that way. Why don't I get perception checks from everybody after a few hours of travel?
15.
16.
20.
Yeah, nice. I got 10.
That's because you're focused on making sure we're going the right direction.
Right, yep.
Right.
Avoid that
Which is
limb.
very important.
Watch out for the tree roots.
Oh,
It's a
I
thing.
should have said that sooner.
Okay. And somewhere up ahead of you, you begin to hear the sounds of combat.
Battle. Shit. Okay, so I guess maybe we get sneaky now and continue to approach?
I think you're right.
Because I want to know who they're attacking and what they look like and how many of them there are and stuff like that.
If you will look at the roll 20, you should see yourselves in the forest.
I
Yes.
see a map. I see the topo map.
It should be... All right, roll 20. What are you doing to me?
Probably the same thing it's done every week. Mm-hmm. There we go.
Okay, that's
It's a
really... it's a whole big map. I didn't mean for the whole map to be shown, but whatever.
Well, we just got to play without metagaming. Hey, that worked too.
There you go. It's, you should see yourself in the forests.
Yes, we do.
And, okay, so I will need stealth checks from everybody if that's how you are proceeding.
16?
9.
11.
5.
Okay, so you can continue moving forward as you so choose. The sounds are still coming from the southwest of you.
I'm going to glance at Pimur and say, Pimur, you're looking incredibly stealthy at the moment. Why don't you take the lead?
I will, with my excellent Mirandian ability to see better in the dark than those people. So yeah, I'm just continuing forward in the trees through the
Okay.
through the meadow.
And that is when you see several of the false-Trollocs, and they are engaged in combat with a small group. I mean, it's probably, the sun is not yet peeking out over the horizon, so it's late/early morning, and these hulking false-Trollocs are engaged with a small group of individuals. They're wearing light clothing that appears to be gray with streaks of green through it, and they all carry small shields and spears, and you can't see the bottom half of their face because it's shrouded by a black veil.
Ooh.
Oh my god, Wetlander Aiel! Okay, well that's exciting, but Pimer's not excited. Pimer is terrified. Okay, and are they having Aiel grade success against these fake Trollocs?
As you are coming up, you actually watch one of the big false Trollocs who appears to have blood just sort of scored all over the place, and there's wounds. He's got a big sword in two hands, and the Aiel seems to make a misstep, and the sword just kind of comes up and takes his left arm off, and he flops to the ground. There are scattered bodies throughout the small clearing that they're fighting in. Some are dressed in the gray of the Aiel, and there are some false Trollocs on the ground as well. And there are definitely some, they're still sort of doing the duck, dodge, and weave, and they're bringing the bucklers up, and they're stabbing out, and they're spinning around, and they're doing a lot of acrobatic and dancing. So it looks like they've had some success.
I'm gonna look at Quercus like, you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm definitely thinking what you're thinking, except without the guns.
Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, I would like to get out my musket and aim at one of these fuckers.
Okay, which one are you picking? Can you see the labels underneath them?
I cannot.
Okay. I wonder if there's a way for me to be able to do that.
If you click on the token, there should be something that says show nameplate.
I have that clicked. Oh, let me do this.
Oh, I see a 9.
And a 3.
Yep.
Okay.
3.
And there's a 3.
Okay, so this is, I don't play around with Roll20 enough. So.
Okay, so which one do I want to aim for? I don't know, they're all equally ugly. Can I tell if there's one that looks like it's particularly wounded or particularly about to kill a lot of Aiel at one blow or something like that? Is there one that's like in the thick of things?
They're all pretty well equally sort of scattered around. The one that is cleverly labeled 3 appears to be about to harass at least several Aiel at the same time.
Okay, well, I'm going to shoot at that one because that was kind of the one I was thinking about shooting at anyway. So
okay.
I'm going to shoot my musket, which has, I think, greater range, and it just seems more appropriate for an opening volley. 20.
20
Yeah.
hits.
It's a dirty 20, but it's a 20.
It still counts.
So 11 damage.
11 damage.
Please and thank you.
Mental math. Okay, Pimer just kind of comes out, and they're fighting in the early, the gray sort of early false dawn. Pimer just brings up the musket and fires, and it hits the false Trolloc, and there's a giant spatter of blood, and it sort of steps back for a second, and one of the Aiel whips around and sees you, and then immediately spins back around to keep engaging with the false Trollocs.
Sweet.
I'm going to give everybody else a significant action, if they would like to, as a surprise round before I'm going to ask for initiative.
I'm going to just quickly walk over to Lance and say, tactics, what should we do? Attack individually, or should I fire my bow from a distance while you go in and attack? I don't want to hit anyone that the rest of you are trying to go for.
I think if the Aiel are being close range, we kind of give them cover unless you think they can shoot a bow better than you, in which case we should let them peel off a little bit and be the front line.
I'm happy firing my longbow from this distance with surprise.
I'm gonna go forward because I can't let them fight alone.
Thank you.
Okay, so Pimer, you're still significant action means you've done your action. You've fired your weapon, but you're allowed to move up to your speed if you would like.
I guess I'll move a bit closer because I'm gonna need to be closer at some point here.
Absolutely, fair enough. Okay, and so Lance, you're going to move forward,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so go ahead and move where you would like to.
These squares are 5. Yeah.
These squares are 5 feet each, yes. Quercus, did you want to move up and use your bow?
I'm going to move to... Mine's a longbow, so I'll move to this large tree on the right-hand side, well, left-hand side on the map, right-hand side as we're going towards them, and put all of my arrows in the ground so I can fire them rapidly from cover.
Excellent. And you are allowed to shoot if that's what you would like to do.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and pick a target.
Okay, I'm going for... With my longbow, I can reach further to the back behind where the Aiel are engaging, I think, from this distance. So I will go for number 7.
Okay.
So 23.
23 absolutely hits.
Okay. And damage is 9.
9 damage. Okay.
Nice. Casual max damage, no problem.
And Amena, what would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna try to embrace the source, but do it in a sort of meditative way and let it come to me. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna pull out my crossbow.
Okay.
And I am gonna shoot number 9 over there.
Number 9. Okay.
Did it go?
I don't see it yet.
Come on, roll 20. You can do it.
Well, to be fair, there's lots of people at home now using Roll20, so I don't know their servers were designed for that many people.
Seriously. But we were here first. We were doing it before it was cool.
I clicked it like 3 times.
You're going to get like 3 crossbow attacks, one after another.
Unless I did it wrong. Oh, you know what? I didn't add it to my...
That is not a... Do you remember if it was like a heavy or a light crossbow?
It's a light crossbow.
Light crossbow.
Yeah, it should have been in my attacks and spellcasting list, but it was not.
So it does 1d8 piercing, and I believe... Yeah, it should just be 1d8, I believe. So if you want to roll...
14.
14 hits.
7 piercing.
Okay, so everybody's acted, right? Mm-hmm. Now let's go ahead and get initiative rolls for everybody.
Okay.
7.
15?
19.
8.
Pardon me for a second while I roll these. Okay.
What kind of advantage do you think I get from climbing one of these trees to fire my bow?
Branch to the face disadvantage?
Longbow in a tree, maybe not so advantageous.
I mean, it kind of depends on the tree, right?
That's true. It has nice broad limbs that I could just stand on.
Right. Versus, like, some sort of whippy sapling that you could just step on. And, yeah. Maybe, though. Archery tower. Oh, wait, I have a longsword.
Don't you have the power? Is it not supposed to be your weapon?
The power is a fickle monster, and I would rather not.
Okay, so now that we have rolled initiative, Quercus, you get to go first.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I am... After my last success, I'm going to stay where I am and continue attacking beastie number 7.
Okay.
25.
Oh!
Nice.
Natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Down.
So double the dice, not the modifier.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Very nice.
Either way, it's not going to have a fun time.
Question is, how exactly pulverized to jelly are you making it?
Fingers crossed.
Or I guess it's more like perforated with a bow.
I got 4. 2d8 plus 1, and I score 4.
Wow.
Ouch.
That was the dull arrow.
That's rough.
I was staring off to Pimer's musket to just comment on how effective old school weapons were, and I accidentally let the thing loose before I was... Yeah.
Okay, so now Trolloc number 2 is going to move up and engage with these Aiel, and he swings out, and they're still able to dodge and duck. 2 separate words out of the way. Trolloc 3 has been hit, but he can't get anywhere because he is surrounded by Aiel. So he's actually going to move forward, and they are going to attack him, and they are going to hit. Okay, and that is going to be 10 damage on that Trolloc. And now, Pimer, you are up.
Okay, so then I hit 3 last time, right?
You did, yes.
Okay. Do I keep hitting that one, or do I worry about the other bajillion that exist? These are the questions. I will fire my pistol at number 3 again.
Okay.
15.
That hits.
Sweet. Sorry about your hearing, Quercus. 7 piercing damage.
7 piercing damage.
Very nice.
Okay.
Swing the musket back in my back, pull up my pistol. In your face! Stupid, ugly, stupid.
All right. Trolloc 4 is going to move up and swing at this Aiel. Oh, that hits. Okay, but not a whole lot of damage. So that's only 7 damage to that Aiel. Trolloc number 5 is here sort of on the fringes of the battle, and he sees new combatants coming. He's going to start moving, and the Aiel is going to get an attack of opportunity, and he's going to hit. That is going to be 9 damage.
He's wounded.
Basically, Lance, you watch as he basically starts barreling towards you, and the Aiel manages to kind of swing back behind him with the short spear and get him a little bit in the back of the leg, but he still continues to run directly at you and will be in contact with you soon. Trolloc number 6 is going to move up and continue to engage these Aiel over here, and Amena, you are up.
All right, so I think I'm going to continue to use my crossbow, and I'm going to go after false-Trolloc number 5 before he can get to Lance, hopefully.
Okay.
Amena,
Yes.
when you attack, you still have my Cloak of Protection, which gives you +1 bonus to AC. I forgot last time.
Oh, I do? I have your cloak?
Hey, you borrowed it.
Oh, I draped it over the wagon.
Ah, so did you give him?
I hope you grabbed it before we abandoned the wagon.
Abandon the wagon.
I will say that's probably fine. Let me check crossbow. I believe it's an action to reload, so you'd have to choose to either reload it or
Oh, so it's like a gun that way.
Oh, or do something else.
do something else. You do. It has been enough time to rest if you wanted to use your glowy gem of shooty fire glowiness.
Yeah, I only get that once a game, though, right?
What's a long rest?
Once a long rest. I kind of want to save
Yes.
that because I can split it up to attack 3 at once, but I don't want to do that with Aiel in the way because I'd feel really bad if I hit one of them.
Fair enough. It got forgotten last time. I just wanted to remind that it was a thing that existed, so it didn't have to. Yes. So with the light crossbow, you will have to either stand there and reload it, or you will have to do something else.
Okay, well, I'll do a firebolt at him then.
Okay. Number 5.
At number 5.
And that will hit.
Nice.
Oh, whoops.
You did.
All right, apparently my sheet is not fully populated like it should be.
If they updated something, it's possible that it got.
Yeah, because I really thought I had all this stuff in, but maybe I didn't. Well, I had you check it for me, so it probably was there, and maybe it just...
Curse you, roll 20.
But also, don't curse you because we need to use you. So
Yeah, it's a mild loving curse.
So it's fire damage,
Yes.
fire 1d8 or 1d6?
My ray of fire is 1d8.
1d8, okay.
I don't know if it's no firebolt and ray of fire would be different, but probably a d8 either way, right?
All right, so can we keep that 20 and then I just roll the attack?
Oh yeah, no, you
Okay.
yes, no, I'm keeping the 20.
Okay, so that's a 7 then of fire damage.
Very nice.
Actually, go ahead and re-roll that. It is a D10.
Roll a d10.
Firebolt is a D10 fire damage.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So a ray and a bolt dart.
8.
Wow.
8 fire damage on this dude right here. All right, and Lance, you are up.
Yay! Any guesses what Lance is gonna do?
Jumping! Sorry, dancing. Dancing.
I'm gonna step forward and begin dancing.
Dance in the forms. Like a sheep herder.
26 to AC
The fuck, dude?
26.
Yep. Oh yeah, that hits.
for 7 damage.
Okay,
Bonus action to keep swinging with a 22 to AC
that'll hit.
for another 7 damage.
Jiminy Christmas. Okay.
You gotta worry, the Aiel are starting to turn around and look at you and lose concentration on what they're doing.
The Aiel are the reason why I learned to dance.
I feel like there's a story there.
So yeah, with that, I'm gonna... Oh, no, that was my action bonus, and I moved a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna try and keep the tree between me and the rest of the party so it can't move like between me to get to them. It has to go around either me or the tree.
Okay, good. Perfect. Now, Trolloc 7 has been injured, but is sort of hemmed in, so they are actually going to hold their turn. Trolloc 8 has yet to be injured and is going to move forward sort of into the middle of this ring that's been developing, and also hold their turn. Now the Aiel are up. Okay. Because there are so many combatants, I'm making generalized rolls for just the sort of ebb and flow of the battle and then doing damage separately. Because I don't want to keep you guys here all night.
Well, you just play with your NPCs. And then one kills the other one, and then one kills the other one.
Because that's exciting to radio, right? When I just talk to myself. Okay, so everyone's sort of attacking and they're gripped, and you watch as false-Trolloc number 3 begins to run up towards the Aiel, and one of the Aiel darts forward, puts their foot out, uses knee as basically a vault, and hops up and stabs the short spear right through its face, and Trolloc number 3 goes down.
Wow.
That was, we call that move the timber.
And the ring of Aiel is slowly sort of condensing in. False-Trolloc number 9 hasn't also not been injured yet, but also sees a large creature shooting a very large bow at its compatriots. And so he will run up to try and get all up in Quercus's business. And so this is going to be a 15 to hit. I don't think that hits.
Doesn't hit.
Okay. So that is the end of round 1. That was 6 seconds of combat. Back up at the top, and Quercus, you are up.
Hold on. 15. My armor class is 15. I thought it was 16. I just wasn't looking at my sheet.
But you have the cloak.
It was 16 when you had the cloak.
Oh.
I bet
That might be the case. Oh no, that's only on saving throws. I could have sworn it was 16. No, never mind. So it does hit me.
So it does hit you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have that like Ogre's resistance thing too, right? Just flex your barky skin and just be like, no.
That will be 8 damage.
Okay, I have Ogre's endurance, so when taking damage, I use a reaction to roll d12 plus con to reduce my damage. So,
Okay.
12.
Okay, so you reduce it by 12, which means you don't take any damage if I'm...
Yeah.
That's how we wanted the endurance to work, right, Fate?
Well, yeah, because he can't heal more than he's taken damage, or can't negate more than he's taking.
Right, so he's not gaining hit points, he's just flat out not taking any damage because...
Yeah.
Also, I have no armor, so that was one of the ways of guarding against
That's
the
right,
armor.
okay.
Yeah, trying to find the balance for him.
Yeah, so maybe it's your rain-slicked clothes, you're not sure, but the weapon lashes out and you're able to just kind of get out of the way at the last second.
Yeah, it's my leathery tree-like skin.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, that's canon. That Trollocs have a much harder time with Ogier for that reason, among others.
Yeah.
It's almost like I finally did research.
Pat on the back.
Brown star for you.
Okay, so that's the end of one round?
That's the end of one round. All right, so let's...
This should go right into Quercus's turn.
Well, he did.
No, that was a reaction to being attacked.
Oh, isn't it?
Oh, you're right. It is.
You're right.
Yes, he ran up to attack, so now it is your turn, because that's right, because then you just...
Yep.
Right, so you block and punch.
I block. I've just dropped my longbow. I block, and suddenly I put a handle on my axe, and and it comes whipping out and viciously thrusts at fake Trolloc number 9.
Love potion number 9.
21.
Jesus
Yes, it is.
Christ. The bad luck of the last game is rebalancing.
It's so nice to actually hit things and do damage.
We're actually doing something.
Well, let's hope this comes off. 16 damage. Natural 12.
Just casually lops its head off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all the way dead, because it wasn't that injured, but good golly, graciousness.
It just instantly regretted all of its life decisions.
Pretty much.
I was looking at that going, do I need to rebalance that? And then I look and see that he rolled a 12 on a d12. So, no, we're good.
Yeah, no, that's a nasty hit.
I'm giving Lance something to aim to go one better at. He's just done an amazing double slash. So I'm doing this, and
so this is a Legolas and Gimli thing. It's going to be a competition now.
It's exactly that. He's going to come up with something better on the next one.
I roll 2 20s.
It still only counts as one. All right. So now Trolloc 2 down there in the fight with the Aiel is going to swing, and that is a natural 1. So it's going to swing its blade and just completely miss. And it falls to one knee. Trolloc 3 is gone and done. So, Pimur, you are up.
Fuck it. I'm going to reload my musket.
Okay.
So I'm going to stand still and be the fastest musket loader you ever did see in only 6 seconds.
12 seconds. Takes 2 rounds.
12 seconds. Fuck! Damn it. Nah, fuck it. It's my best weapon. And I'm assuming that I cannot concentrate on trying to get the source while also not spilling gunpowder everywhere. I'm assuming that would be...
No, you've got to... Both would be an action. So, yeah, you're basically... If that's what you're doing, you're committing to 12 seconds of reloading this musket.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. And now it is up to Trolloc number 4, who is still engaging with the Aiel and missing. And Trolloc number 5... who actually has a target in front of him, is going to swing at Lance.
He's gonna hurt.
That is a 22 to hit.
Oh, nah, that totally misses.
On the plus side, that was shite for damage, so that's 9 damage.
Yeah, that was shite for damage. It's a third of my life.
Terrible.
Lance, why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception check?
Okay, whatever you say, boss man. Nat 20 for 24. You made me waste it on a perception rather than my attack.
I'm sorry. So you're watching this guy fight, and you know it's a fake Trolloc. That part you're not bothered by or whatever. And you can now that you're looking, you can sort of see the clasps and the clamps where they're holding the fake head on. But he seems to be fighting with a fervor, almost as if he was in some sort of induced rage-like state that might be making him more vicious and badass than he would be normally. You have some information now. Okay, so that was Trolloc number 5. Trolloc number 6 is going to move up and try and flank these Aiel and hit, causing some damage. Amena, you are up.
All right, so I'm going to use the Firebolt again.
Okay, on
number 9.
Number 9. Okay.
Okay, that's a natural 20.
We are on a roll.
That hits.
With
Almost max damage again.
Wow.
15.
Yeah.
That Trolloc made so many bad choices today.
That is awesome. So 15 damage, fire damage.
Okay, that Trolloc looks virtually dead. It's covered in like flames, and it's got an ogier beating up on it. It is not having its best day, even remotely. And Lance, you are up next.
So, as I'm doing everything and notice this, I'm gonna ask or kind of shout over my shoulder to Amena and Pimur, asking if they know of any weaves that would make people overly aggressive. I don't know. Throw them into blood rages, Hey guys.
I don't think that I know of any off the top of my head. That's really not something that they generally condone in the White Tower.
We might need to be slightly higher ranked to get access to that.
And then I'm gonna, go dancing 21 to AC.
Nice.
That'll hit.
7 damage.
Okay.
Best fight ever.
And 16 to AC
16 still hits.
for 6 damage.
We are going to score terribly next round.
I know. This has to end.
So you watch as Lance is spinning and darting with his sword and
Swords. Dual wielding.
Dual wielding. All right. So the water from the rain is just flicking off of his cloak as he's spinning, and you watch as one blade goes to one knee, then the other goes to the other knee, and the false-Trolloc slumps down to its knee, and the backhand motion, Lance just reverses his swords and cuts the false-Trolloc's head straight off.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm gonna look over at the Ogier and be like, what's next?
In that case, I'm going to shout back. Next, you have some breathing room. You can try and... wait, this is sensible. I'd like everyone to try and concentrate on these fake Trollocs. Knowing that they are only humans, why are they taking so much to kill? They're fighting like they have as much toughness as a real Trolloc. They shouldn't be this tough to kill. They are humans.
That's a really good point.
Quercus, why don't you go ahead and roll me a nature check?
As he's doing that, I'm gonna move up to the other side of 9 to give him flanking because I still have all my movement.
Oh, nice.
Okie doke.
22.
Jesus Christ.
This is. I'm scared.
That's a nat 20 though, right? Oh no.
That is a natural 20.
Oh, but on his perception check or nature check.
Nature check, yeah.
Right, nature check. So this false Trolloc is in your face. You can smell and feel the breath kind of coming towards you. And something finally starts cluing in. You've been so hasty, you've been so busy just fighting, you haven't had a chance to process. It smells pungent, it smells odd, and your brain kind of clicks in and starts down the path of, it smells like he took something or ate something. There are mosses and mushrooms and things that when combined could produce a sort of rage-like effect that would cause people to not necessarily notice exterior damage. Like, he's probably actually really hurting, but his brain hasn't his pain receptors are busted. He's not registering everything that you're doing to him. You're basically having to physically damage them until their bodies cannot move.
Drug-induced berserkers? Seriously? We've got Viking, Amanita, Muscaria, chomping fake Trollocs?
Okay, but I'm going
Also,
to
where can I get some of these mushrooms?
file away this knowledge of the mushroom and the moss, what species they are, and make a mental note to think about where this grows, what the ecology of these different mushrooms and mosses are, so that we can look out for areas where it might be found to see what's fueling this army. In the meantime,
If you don't have a point of inspiration, you need to take one right now.
Oh, the Ogier is so great.
That's something you want to mark down.
yeah.
I don't know if you had one that you hadn't spent yet, but if you don't have one, you do now, for sure. Okay. And so Trolloc number 7 is down here and has been injured, but hasn't really done anything yet and seems content to stand there still, as does Trolloc number 8. Trolloc number 9 is going to try and move away. And
Why, yes, do so.
I don't need to ask, but if you would like to attack it as it runs away, you are more than welcome to.
And its final bad decision of the day.
Well, it would leave Quercus's range first.
So, Quercus, if you would like to give it an attack of opportunity as it tries to flee, you are allowed.
Yes, I will. So I will swing at it again with my great axe. Oh, 10.
10 will miss, but it's still trying to leave Lance's range as well. So, Lance, if you would like to go ahead and do this.
26 to AC
Nice.
Yeah, that hits.
for 6 damage.
It's trying to run away. You bring your left sword down on the back of its knee, bringing it down, and then your right sword just comes right across and takes its head straight off.
I'm sad that was a 19 and not a 20 for that roll.
And we are back at the top of the initiative order, and Quercus, you are up.
Okay, which of these Trollocs or fake Trollocs is the most injured?
Of the ones that you can see, it appears to be Trolloc number 7, which was the one you pegged with the arrow beforehand.
Right, and there's no way I can attack it with my axe from here, so I'm going to...
I mean, you could throw it. You got the strength.
I'm going to pick up the longbow again, and it comes to mind that we want to try and take one of these creatures alive, I think, and find out more information. So I'm going to fire at its kneecap in order to try and disable it.
Okay.
Good like taking prisoners inside a ring of Aiel.
Yeah, that's true, actually. 15.
15 hits.
Okay, for 7 damage.
Okay, that's becoming the number of the night.
6s and 7s. I work at a casino after all.
All right, so yeah, it lands true, and it stabs into the left leg of the false-Trolloc and staggers it quite a bit. And now it is false-Trolloc number 2 who's going to engage with one of the Aiel, and he hits, and this Aielman to the right of it gets hammered in the arm by the blade and actually drops his buckler and is not looking very good at all. And Pimur, you are up.
I am finishing reloading my musket.
Okay.
Can I contemplate the question that Lance shouted over of if there is a weave? Because I don't know that Quercus noticed the berserker drugs. So can I turn that question over in my mind?
If you would like to go ahead and roll me, I guess it'd be an Arcana check.
Okay. Just because I feel like, he shouted the question and I'm tamping and stuff, and 20.
There's nothing that you've read about. There are, the closest thing that you're thinking, it's not really compulsion because that's putting your own mind in someone else's mind. There might be, but nothing that you know of, because let's be honest, you never really paid that much attention anyway.
Right.
It was never something you were super interested in. So it's something you can file away to question later, but nothing comes to mind right off the bat.
Okay, cool. That's what I expected, but it was something Pimur would do, so.
Absolutely. And actually, as the ring of Aiel is sort of closing instead of the solid semicircle, they've kind of broken off into 2 separate groups now. As the number of false-Trollocs is diminishing, the Aiel are sort of beginning a double envelopment sort of routine. One of them actually does go down as Trolloc number 4 lashes out and manages to stab one. And Trolloc number 5 is dead, and Trolloc number 6 will actually escape and not get hit by the Aiel and make towards the road.
Oh, motherfucker.
And Amena, you are up.
All right, so I'm gonna move a little bit closer. 5, 10. Can I go 15 feet?
Your speed should be
30, so, okay.
Yeah, no, you're anywhere between not moving and your full speed, you're allowed to move, no problem.
All right, from where I am, I think I'm going to try to use my circlet of blasting and aim for Trollocs 1, 7, and 8.
Nice.
8. Okay. I actually have, hold on a second, so 3. I have sound effects for Scorching Ray.
Awesome. So it's a 17
Yeah.
17 will hit.
with only 2 fire damage.
2 fire damage.
Snake eyes.
For number 1. Do you have to roll an attack for each of them?
I do not know. Do I?
Let's double
Pick
check that.
3, then I think that you'd have 1 attack, right?
It's the Scorching Ray spell, so let me just double check the wording because the wording is important.
Okay.
You create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range. You can hurl them at one target or several. Make a ranged spell attack for each ray. So yeah, you're going to roll 3 times.
Okay.
So we're going to say that was on Trolloc number 1. So you have Trolloc 7 and Trolloc 8.
Trolloc 7's injured.
All right, and that is 12 on Trolloc 7.
Okay, that will miss Trolloc 7.
That misses. Okay. And then 19 on Trolloc 8.
That will hit.
With 7 fire damage.
Okay, nicely done.
All of these 7s.
It's, yeah,
I think we have our episode title.
lucky number 7 or something. What are they called on slot machines? I don't know. I don't do that thing. Okay, so Lance, you are up.
I'm gonna move up and attack number 4, which should be flanking now, because it's got the Aiel on the other side. Yes, no?
Flanking on the others. Yes, it does.
Okay. So, 23 to AC.
Yes.
6 damage. Bonus action to keep spinning. 26 to AC.
Wow.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Let me do these. Okay, so 6. You're Trolloc number 4.
Yep.
6 damage.
Yep.
Okay, and yes, you hit again.
And we do 7 damage.
Yeah. Okay, that Trolloc is not having a good day. Not that they were supposed to.
How is it alive?
To be fair, I'm only rolling d4s and d20s. I'm not doing anything special with this.
You're just being yourself.
Channeling that inner. Who was it that I was reading in my books? Lord Ryder or something?
I was about to say Gawain, but...
Oh, sure. I guess those guys, too.
I've been reading too much King Arthur. Gawain, Gowan. It's there, but, you know. All right, so Trolloc 7 has now been burned, has now been arrowed, and is going to move up to try and engage these Aiel. And Trolloc 8 is going to maneuver to try and get at Lance. That is a 15.
Ooh. Oh, Ty goes to aggressor. Dang it. I was all excited not to get hurt for once.
6. So that is 10 damage.
Oh, shit.
Okay. All right. I see where you're going.
And this is now round 3. This has only been like 18 or 20 seconds of combat.
So
Quercus, you are up.
Primer's still trying to load his musket.
I just finished.
Yep.
I will be finishing. As of my turn.
Okay. I'll roll my eyebrows a bit at that as I run past from this tree here. I'm going to run across to here. Is that right? I can go diagonal squares?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
In that case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to run over to the road with the intention of eventually trying to catch up with the Trolloc that was trying to hightail via the road, and maybe even eventually go round the back to get to the back of the other Trollocs. But anyway, I'll run to here and then attack with my longbow.
Okay. Which Trolloc are you attacking?
This one on the road, number 6.
Oh, Trolloc number 6. Okay.
22
22 hits.
for 3 damage.
It's damage is damage is damage. So, yep, you hit him. Maybe it doesn't hit him all the way. It just, you're running, so maybe you're breathing a little too hard, and when you shoot your longbow, it just skitters across his shoulder, and it damages him.
I have a question here concerning the rules, the mechanics.
Absolutely.
It says on my sheet, great weapon fighting style, reroll 1s and 2s on damage, and then keep the result. So I got a 2 plus a 1 for my modifier. So does that...
The dice landed on a 2, that's what you would be re-rolling.
Okay, so I can re-roll this again.
Not for your longbow. So when you have great weapon fighting, so like your great axe.
Sorry,
if that had been a great... No, but fair question. With great weapon fighting, if you ever roll 1s and 2s on your damage for your great axe, you'll re-roll those.
Okay, good.
Which means you'll be slicing things in half even more often than you already are.
Nice. Right, that awaits him later.
Right, and so Trolloc 2 is moving to engage more Aiel and is not really focused on what's going on. Pimer,
At long last.
Boomstick is ready.
I'm going to go chasing after Quercus and also shoot the fleeing Trolloc in the back with my musket.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. 14?
Hits.
Yes! Let's take that, smug ogre. 13 piercing damage.
13 damage. Excellent.
So I come running up behind him and bam! It's worth reloading for 12 goddamn seconds.
Which is still faster than you would do it in real life, let's be
I know,
honest.
right?
Yeah, so that took a big old chunk out of him. He is not happy.
Good.
And Trolloc number 4 is going to move this way and get attacked by the Aiel, and they're going to hit.
And by me.
And you. Yeah, nope, that is a DM mistake, so I will live up to it. So go ahead and do your spinny, devilish thingy.
23 to AC.
Yeah.
And 8 damage.
8 damage.
They sigh. So he is also almost dead because between Lance's sword and the Aiel's spears, he's getting shish kebab all over the light forsaken place.
It's not the Aiel spears, it's Lance. Let's be honest.
And Trolloc 6 is going to stand there agape at the fact that they just got hit with a freaking musket ball.
Yeah, you did.
And they are going to lose their turn because they are shaken.
Yeah.
Amena, you are up.
All right, so I am going to go after Trolloc number 7 because he's right in my line of sight
He is.
with the Firebolt. No, an 8. I missed.
Okay. Lance?
Amanda, would you just get your hands dirty already and kill things?
You know what? Come a little closer and say that to me again.
Guys, I think we maybe have enough enemies right now. Just say.
Be nice to me. I'm tired. I haven't had any coffee. I've been walking through the woods with you idiots. Like, just be nice.
Did you, like, break a heel or something?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm going to move around to the other side to try and just kind of give myself a little bit of breathing room.
Fair enough. Okay.
And where I was at, I was outside of the 5, so I shouldn't get attack of opportunities unless they've got reach.
They don't have reach. No.
Okay.
Nope, you are good.
And then we're gonna... Oh, I don't have advantage, so 9 to AC.
9 will miss.
Okay. And then the other one is 8, so I just whiff altogether.
Yeah, you're just a lot of, Ginsu knifing, and it's not working.
Wow. I wish you would just kill something already.
This is what I get for moving out of the way.
Okay, and Trolloc number 7 is going to try and move to flank these Aiel and get speared by those same Aiel and die. Trolloc number 8 is going to get its chance at Lance. That sounds like a board game from the 90s, much for teenage girls.
All right.
Disgraceful.
That will be an 11.
Ooh, that's the first time you've rolled and not hit me this campaign.
Wow. It's only like the 18th episode.
All streaks must come to an end.
Well, usually I try and stay out of the way or murder things before they hit me. This is the first time where he's just missed.
Fair enough. And we are at round 4, Quercus.
Okay, I am going to move diagonally 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. So I'm right in the face of Trolloc number 6, and I'm going to swing my axe, great axe.
I slowed him down for you. Now go finish the job.
I think I should get advantage just because Lance is in the vague vicinity. That has to be worth something.
And I just noticed that the turn where I miss is the same turn that these guys miss.
It was just a bad moment.
Oh, 17.
17 hits.
The worst part is when he hits us, it hurts, but we hit him quite frequently.
7.
7 damage. Okay. All right. So it's also not looking great at all. And Trolloc number 2 will swing at these Aiel and actually kill that one. And Pimur, you are up.
Okay, well, I'm really pleased with the whole reloading thing, but that took way too fucking long, so we're not doing that again. Because that was boring. I'm not... Does Lance look like he's maybe also not having the best day at this point?
There's blood all over my cloak.
Okay.
All over my cloak.
Okay, so...
That may or may not be their blood.
Right.
And you think Amena's going to wash it out?
So, trying to embrace the source is a bonus action, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to try to embrace the source. I would think I don't need my block because I'm extremely focused. I have targets. I've been having great luck with my guns, etc.
Your blood's up.
Yeah. But I'm going to completely whiff that with a natural 1, and therefore pull out my dingy, tetanus-laden sword. And because remember the part where I was using it as a walking stick? Like, I was just loading it with poison, actually, is how that works. And I'm going to go...
So you could reload and move. Reload's just an action, so you could be moving around to more advantageous spots.
Could I, though? If it takes me 2 rounds to reload, and I'm trying to pour gunpowder into a musket, can I really run around at the same time?
That's if you want to get technical, but by the rules, yes.
Well, can I make it to one of these Trollocs that is harassing my flask brother? This is the question. 3, 4, 5. I can. Wait, is diagonal movement also still 5? Because they're squares.
Yeah.
I can do geometry.
Yes.
In 5th edition, there aren't technically squares. It is strictly movement or distance. It just helps with the maps to have squares.
Okay. Then I would like to... I'm not going to be able to get over to... So flanking, I'd have to be on the opposite side of the enemy, right?
Yeah, so if you were to go, like...
I'm deciding between 8 and 4 is what's happening.
Here, if you go right here, you have flanking because of the Aiel on the other side.
Okay.
But I don't know if you can reach that far.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do math.
You might be able to do it here because it's a large, and yeah.
Yeah, so I think I want to run up to number 8 and swing at it with flanking. because the Aiel are awesome. Assuming that I'm enough opposite them. And yeah, I'm gonna attempt to use a longsword. I get a 17!
I have taught you well.
Maybe you can teach me how to take care of my weapons next time. Okay, 9.
9 damage. Very nice.
Very nice. Okay, you could just kind of run up and you're just like, you're trying to remember the basic.
Stick him with the pointy end!
Right, exactly. Pointy end goes in and you hit him and he is surrounded. He is not having a good day.
You have a Rand going back into the house moment.
Yeah.
Whoops. how I do that?
These fake Trollocs seem to have been not having a good day moment for almost since we started the track.
Like the last 30 seconds or so.
How are they still not having a good day?
So, Trolloc number 4, having been stabbed sort of in the back by Pimur, is going to turn around and try and stab your front.
Logical.
But that's going to be a 9. And Trolloc number 6 is going to go for Quercus. That's another 9, so that's going to miss. And Amena, you're up.
All right, so I am going to... Well, I have a question, actually.
Sure.
I know that I have to reload my crossbow with a new bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that could have just been done at some point during all this? Do I have to actually take an action during my turn to do it?
Let me double check the actual... Because in some cases, you can do it instead of moving, but I want to double check that I am... Okay. So, I'm actually going to let you shoot twice because I done screwed up.
Uh-oh.
This is how Amena gets her double shot that she always wants.
Oh my god, it's taken me 2.5 years, but I'm finally going to get that fucking double shot that I always wanted.
Crossbows are always ready to fire once per action. Reloading takes place immediately before firing as a free interact action, similar to drawing a sword. So, my bad. I am not very familiar with the ranged weapons. You will get to attack twice to make up for the time you should have.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yes.
You have the spirit of Stonewolf with you
I know, right?
when you're firing this.
All right, so I'm going to move just a little bit closer, and then I am going to go for Trolloc number 2 with my crossbow.
Okie dokie.
And that is a 15
15 will hit.
with 4 piercing.
And then because she's arranged and there's people in melee, isn't that advantage on range?
Yes, it is.
So she wants to roll for the 20?
Oh.
All the good
Wow.
stuff.
Because they are distracted, so see if you roll more. Okay, no, so you hit the first time. And then your free second bolt.
My free second bolt, I'm going to go after the same asshole, Trolloc number 2.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, Quercus. I'll watch my language.
It's okay, don't worry.
18 will hit.
18, yep, with one piercing damage. but I hit him, so.
But yes, you've done damage.
Yeah,
Okay.
I fired with purpose.
And Lance, you are up.
How bloody does number 8 look to me?
Damaged, but not on his last legs or anything.
So it looks in better condition than I feel, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm doing numbers. I'm gonna disengage and move away.
Okay.
I'm gonna move up towards Amena. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That way this other one doesn't get it, and I'm just gonna kind of catch my breath for a turn.
Dude, what happened to your cloak, man? You are a mess.
I'm gonna just point to the bodies.
Oh, all right.
Cue music.
Trolloc number 8 is going to move into the Aiel and start engaging with them, causing some damage. All right, round 5. Quercus, you're up.
This Trolloc, fake Trolloc, he's had his time in this world, I'm afraid. The trees are frowning down upon him, and he is going to, or she, possibly a she, they are going to suffer, unfortunately.
I picture Quercus as like the vengeful version of the Lorax.
Right?
Like, I speak for the bloody tree. Thunk.
12.
12 will miss,
Oh, bluster.
unfortunately.
Oh, bluster. I spun around with my ferocity and ended up with a face full of dirt.
That would have been a natural 1.
Trolloc number 2 is going to start reducing a little bit and get tagged by the Aiel in the process for several damage. As you're sort of watching, they look like they're falling back now, and they're trying to sort of huddle up again, and the Aiel are definitely not letting them go. They're pressing the attack.
Of course they do. They're Aiel.
Pimur, you are up.
And I'm just gonna swing at the guy in front of me because I still have Aiel on the other side of him, and my sword apparently works, which is kind of weird. So 16.
And that hits.
Oh my god, this is working so well. 4 damage.
So you have your sword and you're like, okay, I poke. And the Trolloc spins at you and begins to lunge, and you just bring the sword up and you kind of close your eyes.
Actually, like ran.
And then when you open your eyes, the blade has gone through the soft palate, and he's just kind of sitting on your blade, and you kind of freak out and you pull the blade out.
What do I do with this thing?
And it slumps over and falls down dead.
Gosh.
Nice work, Pimur.
Just like, maybe I've picked the wrong kinds of weapons. This is kind of... I don't have to reload a sword. This is awesome.
I'm gonna look over to Pimur and just like raise my sword and salute. This is why swords rule.
Trolloc number 6 is going to swing at Quercus for a 14.
So that misses.
Okay, and Amena, you are back up.
All right, so I am going to, first I'm going to move over here just a little bit because Lance, you were like all up in my business. I'm like, dude. All right, and then I'm going to use my crossbow again, and I'm going to go after Trolloc number 1.
Okay, only one shot this time.
Oh, come on. Oh, wait, do I still get advantage?
They're in melee combat.
So, yes.
So, yeah.
That is a 21
21 hits.
with 5 piercing damage.
Okay, cutting it down ever so slowly. All right, Lance, you are up.
Okay, well, I'm an opportunist, and since these guys are here, I'm gonna come down and start flanking 8.
Yep.
And that should give me advantage, and I roll a 26 to AC,
Nice.
Of course you do.
and 8 damage,
Nice.
Has to be dead.
All right.
and 23 to AC,
What?
You
Yep.
need advantage for this shit. That's amazing.
and 5 damage. And I just looked at my numbers. They're right. I add a D4 or a D20 and my dex, and I have that sword you gave me.
Aw.
Yeah.
This is
Well, that'll do it.
You are Matt Cawthorne tonight.
for once.
Yeah, seriously.
So, even though you came up, Trolloc 8 is still mostly focused on the Aiel and actually brings one down. So now the ground is just littered with even more bodies, and you can tell not... I'm rolling saving throws for most of these Aiel as well, so they're not all just immediately dying. They are just wounded and unconscious on the ground. And we are back up at the top, round 6, I think.
Sounds right.
And
Yep.
Quercus, you're up.
I want to do a perception check on these Aiel because they are doing nothing. Are they real Aiel? Have we got fake Trollocs fighting fake Aiel here? What band are these? Seriously, what set are these from?
But a real light cloak is killing them.
We have a real Lorax. I mean, fake Lorax.
I will just give you this free perception check and let you know that it is the LM trying to manage 800 NPCs on the battle at the same time. And I don't want to make it easy for you guys, but I want you to feel like you're having an effective
Sure.
battle.
We are earning it. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I'll just assume.
The other way to think about it, especially when it comes to mass combat in 5e, is basically imagine the fights that you're in as just part of the actual big battle. So the Aiel are helping, and they are killing other Trollocs that aren't exactly shown on the battle map in and of itself.
On this particular map.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I'll see that the Aiel are actually playing some kind of part in this, and I don't think I'll lodge a complaint to their leader when we get back to Dal Sharando after all. And I will continue attacking fake Trolloc number 6 with my axe, but not be quite so cocky this time. Hastiness does not pay off. 9. Oh dear. Goodness
9
me.
will miss. And Trolloc number 2 is going to back off again and once again get tagged by the Aiel as it's trying to flee or something. And Pimur, you are up.
Does fake Trolloc number 6 look like he's trying to get away from Quercus, or is he just engaging right there?
He looks like... Actually, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Because I don't want no motherfuckers running away from this battle. Oh, I should have not rolled with advantage. 8.
There's a lot of axes and swords swinging over there. He's stand-up engaging for now.
Okay.
You're not sure if he's intending to try and run or not.
Between... Quercus, do you want some help?
Emma, if you're free, would you mind giving me a hand? My axe has... I've lost the long handle. I can't work these short-handed axes anymore.
Okay, I'm going to run over to get flanking on fake Trolloc number 6 and help Quercus take him down. 10.
10 will miss.
I'm trying over here, man. And maybe this Trolloc is broken.
Yeah, but...
Trolloc number 6 is now going to continue trying to beat at Quercus. That will be an 11. That's going to be a miss. Stupid freaking Trolloc. Amena, you are up.
Okay, so I am gonna keep on with my crossbow, I think, and go for Trolloc number 2. I'll try really hard not to hit Lance, because I'm actually really impressed with his prowess on the battlefield. I had no idea that he was so skilled in combat.
I keep telling you guys.
Yeah, well, talk is cheap.
Oh!
That's a natural 20.
So natural 20 with 6 piercing damage.
Nice.
Okay. He is not doing well. You've been handling him mightily. And Lance, you are up.
There's not much I can do unless I stop contributing, so we're going to keep attacking, and that's 18 to AC.
Yeah, that'll hit. And I'm assuming you're number 8.
7. Oh, yeah, sorry, number 8. For 7 damage, because, law of sevens.
Yeah, at this point, seriously.
And 21 to AC.
Jeez.
That'll hit.
And 4 damage.
All right.
We're doing too well for our own good, guys. Next time, we're gonna get worse than fake Trollocs.
But here's the thing is, I was looking, and the item he gave me is only a +1. So if you take 1 away from all of these, that's still how well I'm rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it is not... You are not advantaged mechanically in any way, shape, or form. This is just the RNG of the dice roller going out for you. So you brutally damage it, and while its back is turned to you, you watch as the Trolloc starts to spin, and then a short spearhead comes through its mouth, and then another one through its chest, and then another one through its chest, and it just sinks to the ground and dies, and the Aiel are just kind of standing there.
Nice.
Very nice.
It died on my turn or after my turn?
It died after your turn. Now we are back up again to Quercus as the list of combatants grows ever shorter.
Lucky round 7.
Well, at this point, I'm tempted to pick up a rock and throw it at the Trolloc because my axe isn't doing much good, but...
You get flanking now, because I'm here.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true,
you do
actually.
get advantage.
Okay, I'll use that. Would I get any further advantage if I were to remember where the Trolloc is in front of me and then use my fog cloud to create a fog cloud so that it wouldn't be able to move? It would be, uncertain about what's going on, so it would freeze and then I could attack it, or would that just be unnecessary complication?
I wouldn't call it unnecessary complication, but if you... I'm trying to think, because we decided you were basically releasing sand or something into the air as opposed to a fog cloud. I don't think it would help you in this particular instance.
Okay. In that case, I will just use my axe here.
With advantage.
Yes, with advantage. I take a mighty swing. 16, and the second is 25.
Wow.
You hit regardless, so yes.
Yes. I don't get advantage on my attacking roll, presumably.
On your damage.
Not on damage, no.
Damage roll, sorry, yeah.
No, not on damage, just on the attack.
7.
7 damage, okay. And Trolloc number 2 is going to continue to back up, and the Aiel... Lance, the Aiel they look at you for a minute, and then they just kind of dart right past you.
Okay.
And, literally, just run right past you and ignore you and start harassing and attacking, and they bring down Trolloc number 2 as it's trying to back off.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. What if the Aiel turn on us next?
Then we made bad choices.
And Pimur, you are up.
Then I will attack the fake Trolloc number 6 again. Quercus and I are gonna take this fucker down one way or another.
Eventually.
20.
Nice.
20 will hit.
8 damage.
8 damage on Trolloc number 6. Okay. Again, pointy end goes in, and as he's been battling with Quercus, and Quercus, you watch as a sword blade kind of comes through its stomach, and it just flops over. And that's 2 kills in one combat with a sword on things for Pimur.
It's bizarre.
Okay, I'll give Pimur a nod of respect and say, that one was taking altogether too long. Thank you for your help, Pimur.
Quite. That was actually kind of satisfying. I kind of like this whole pointy thing. It's pretty cool. It's not quite as messy as a gun, but it's still fun.
And Amena, you are up.
All right, so I am gonna scooch a little bit closer over this way to my right, and I'm gonna go after Trolloc number 1.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna use a Firebolt this time.
Okie doke.
That's 20.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, that hits. I don't know what the odds of
For
that are.
1
but-
fire damage.
Wow.
So I was really enthusiastic in my casting, but just didn't hit as hard as I would have liked.
You still hit it. That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
you had the Latin flair with your arms. Lots of arm action.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
All right, Lance, you are up.
Oh, look, they left me a small spot to step into.
That's nice of them.
I know, right? So,
my
20,
God.
nat 20. Okay, a nat 20 and a nat 1. Thank God I have advantage.
Yeah. That's amazing.
7 damage.
Jesus.
Okay.
Bonus action. 10. And I rolled another nat 1. Thank God I have advantage.
10 will miss.
Okay, I think I've done my work. They can carry on.
Basically, at this point, you watch as it's thrashing around with the Aiel, and they're just stabbing it all over the place, and eventually the Trolloc sags, and they keep stabbing it for a few more times just to make sure, but then everything goes quiet, and the last Trolloc is dead. And one of the Aiel stands up and walks towards you, kind of lowers his cowl and removes his veil and grounds his short spear.
As soon as he lowers the veil, I just...
Yeah.
And he looks around and says,
As he's walking up, I'm going to take the power rot sword and pull a Pimur and stick it in the ground and just lean on it, because I don't feel good.
I'm going to start moving towards the group.
he says, I am Tarek of the Angkor Sept of the Kodaria Aiel. I see you, and I thank you for your help. Now, you must excuse my boldness, but what are you doing out here? And that's what we're going to call it for today.
That was way too much fun.
And that is where we close the book for now. Come join us next time on Just Roll With It.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you enjoying Just Roll With It? Do you want to keep up with all of the shenanigans and updates and maybe interact with us online? Follow us on Twitter at @just_roll or Instagram at @justrowlwithitpodcast with underscores between each word. Are you interested in maybe earning cool gaming dice or other awesome perks? Our Patreon is patreon.com/JRWI. We use Sirenscape for all of our sound effects and are a production of Fox and Raven Media.